You're on YouTube. Almost on Facebook.
Going to check.
Hello, guys.
Facebook is now on,
Today
too.
we are doing dinner for 50 cents. We're cooking out of our Dining on a Dime cookbook, which is 50% off for the classic edition because somebody didn't count right. Mr. Mathematician. Mr. Mathematician.
Eileen, hello.
So Mike didn't count the books right, and we found 400 Dining on a Dime's Classic Edition. So we marked them down to 50% off. Grab them all you can, because once they're gone, they're gone. We ain't printing no more of the classics, because we have the 20th anniversary edition now. If you want to know the difference between the two, go look on the sales page. It will say.
Unless Dad made more counting issues, and then in that case...
Well, he better not.
We're in a big pickle if that happens.
We better not.
I didn't make any counting issues this time.
You sure about
But you can always check on me if you want.
All right, so
Crystal,
today
hello.
we are oh yeah, and one other thing, homemade-soapmaking-supplies.com. I have some micas left, a few, and I have some teen facial soaps, my acne soap acne soap. Well, I've got like 15 bars left. And this is what cleared up my kids' acne. I had one that had really bad acne, tried all the pro stuff and all that, and guess what? I kept saying, why don't you try Mom's soap? Oh, I don't want to try that. Why don't you try Mom's soap? No, I don't want to try it. Guess what? They tried Mom's soap. Cleared it up in 2 weeks. Yeah, that's where Mom really has to hold her tongue to say, I told you so. I didn't hold my tongue. I said, I told you so.
Because you roll. That's how you roll.
Because it's been 2 years, and I was like, why don't you try my acne soap? So anyway, it's called the Teen Facial Soap. I think I've got 10 or 15 bars left. And I got a couple of oatmeal, goat milk, and honey left. I think that's it. And then I have some micas. So if you guys need some cheap micas, I also have a few micas, not a lot.
Karen, I just shared that link you were asking for.
Yeah. All right. So today we are making dinner for 50 cents. And we're making it out of Dining on a Dime cookbook in the classic edition, which was on sale for 50% off, page 113. It is on page 159 of the 20th anniversary edition. So we are going to get started here. So what are we making? Well, we are making chili. Now, in today's show, I'm going to show you how to adapt and overcome. Okay?
Oof.
Now, when I am cooking, I do not go to the store for anything special unless it's for a show thing. But when I'm normally cooking, like Mike will stop on his way home if I need. Can you stop that?
What do I do to stop
I
it?
have no idea.
Seconds.
If Mike works right by the grocery store at the library, and at the library, not for the library, and so I'll have him pick up stuff if I need it for the show or something. But I'm going to show you today. I had planned chili and cornbread, but guess what? When I went to go cook chili and cornbread, I didn't have half the ingredients that I needed. So here's part of the thing with menu planning. This is why I don't menu plan. I actually save way more money by cooking out of my pantry and what I have on hand than making menu plans and going grocery shopping for certain things every week, okay? So I go, and actually Monday I'm filming videos with my assistant Heidi. I go to the grocery store to refill my pantry and my fridge and my freezer. I don't go to the grocery store for menus for that week. I, frankly, pretty much every day don't know what I'm having for dinner until about 30 minutes before dinner. I really don't.
And even then, you're able to put it together pretty quick, and it's delish.
Oh, thanks. I didn't even pay him to say that.
Yep.
Oh, thanks.
Luann says she's been wanting chili and cornbread. Me too. It sounded really good.
So here's what happened. So I had chili and cornbread set for the show.
Oh, your mom says it's rainy in Kansas too. Rainy in Wisconsin. It's rainy. It's been rainy here for several days, which
It's
is
raining in Russia.
really unusual here in this part of Colorado.
Okay,
Rainy in
so
Russia?
I have completely ruined Jack's life.
Yeah.
What did I do?
Uh-oh.
You lied to me.
I did lie to you. What did I say?
Yesterday you said you were making spaghetti.
I did, and I forgot. So, I will make spaghetti tomorrow. If I give you 3,000 kisses, will that make up for it?
Sure.
Oh, it will! Okay, here we go.
So, Christine, we're making chili and cornbread, and Tara decided to improvise today just to show everybody how it's done. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was actually an intentional improvising.
Okay, so here's what happened. I had planned chili and cornbread. But then, as I was looking to see if I was going to have Mike pick anything up at the grocery store, I'm cutting my onion for it. I thought, wait a minute, I don't have any cornmeal. Okay? And then I was like, well, wait, I don't have any peppers. It's like, okay. And then I was like, well, wait, I've got tomatoes, canned tomatoes, but I really need to use up some tomato juice that I opened yesterday from when I made Spanish rice. And I thought, you know what, this is going to be a show on showing you guys how to improvise and eat for 50 cents without going to the grocery store. So here's what I did. So, my chili recipe on page 113 in the Classic Edition Dining on a Dime Cookbook, 50% off right now. Go grab it if you want a really good deal.
There were 209 of them when we sent out the message a little while ago.
209 were left.
So they're probably
Going quick.
175 or something.
Great Christmas present. Great. Well, I don't know if we'd get there for graduation now, but okay. So here's what I did. I have my ground beef that I have frozen in my little packets here. And I've showed you guys do this before, so I put it in the sandwich bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to saute my onion first.
Smell yummy, delicious onions.
Make me some
So-
extra hamburger on the side.
Lisa wants to know, is this a Cutco knife?
Oh, man.
Yes, it is. It was...
Was it a sponsorship or did you just buy it?
One of my viewers sent me this knife, actually, I think.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave the green pepper out, because I don't have green pepper. Instead of using tomato sauce or canned tomatoes, I'm going to use tomato juice that I need to use up. And Mike doesn't eat beans anymore, so I'm leaving out the beans. Okay? So that's how I'm adapting for that. Now, then the next thing was I was going to make cornbread. Well, I didn't have any cornmeal. I was like, oh man. Mike was behind on work today because he was booking some stuff for our trip. What? It's fine.
Some water fill?
He was booking some stuff for our trip, so he got behind on work stuff today. And I was like, man, I really hate for him to spend an extra 20 minutes going to the store for me. And I thought, well, wait a minute.
Here I did the work so fast I could have still made it. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, good. So you got more work done then instead.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So then I thought, well, what do I have on hand that I could make instead of cornbread? Now, if you want to make cornbread, we have a really, the best cornbread in the entire world. It is the best cornbread in the entire world. On page 81 in the Classic Edition of Dining on a Dime Cookbook, which is 50% off right now at livingonadime.com. Click on the store. How was that?
Good.
Okay. And so I thought, well, what do I have on hand that I could use? So what I decided to do was to take and make some biscuits. And actually, Dave, do we have any shredded cheese in there?
I think so. Last time I made nachos, we did.
Less time you made nachos you did. So I'm going to make Mike's baking powder biscuits on page 54.
Jamie was encouraging people. Oh, somebody was asking what are micas.
Soap colorants and makeup colorants. It's the colorant that you use in soap and makeup. Okay, so I decided to make these garlic cheese biscuits right here on page 95
Of the classic.
in our classic edition, which is 50% off right now.
What about the
love
20th
those.
edition?
Yum.
Hey.
Those are delish. Hi, Cat. Ooh.
Here. Oh, go over here and go to where?
Go to where?
Yeah, just type in W.
The admin side?
Yeah, hold on just a minute. Click on products.
Dun, dun.
Type bronze.
Bronze.
Hey, stop it. Okay, open that up.
21 in stock.
I have 21 in stock. Go down. Stop it. Zero it out and then if Jamie wants it.
I'm not
Okay, I just sold all the bronze
Wait.
to my friend Jamie there.
Except, wait.
Okay, so I've got my onion sauteing here.
Except here.
What?
Except she said. You sure you want me to zero it out?
Why? Oh!
What?
She said she wanted some.
So zero it out?
So, see how it is? Yeah, I'll give it to Jamie if she wants some.
Alright.
Okay, so now I've got my onions in there. So I'm going to take my hamburger and I'm going to put it in here. That is actually slightly more hamburger than I normally use, but that's okay. And then I'm going to put just a titch of water in here.
Titch is a real word.
And I'm going to steam my hamburger until it defrosts, okay?
We confirm that titch
Oops,
is a real
oh
word.
dear, that is a little too small, but that's okay. We'll work with that. Okay, so then when your pan lid doesn't work, just sit it on top of what you're defrosting and it'll hold the heat.
We're adapting and overcoming.
This is the Adapt and Overcome show. Okay, so now for the biscuits, let's see, where are my garlic cheese biscuits? Page 95.
Peggy, I'm going to share that link for you right now, or where we get the glasses. Oops.
I think
It's-
they need to be giving us a commission for that.
It's Zenni Optical, Zenni, but I did share it. And if you miss it, it's also on our show notes page. If you go to livingonadime.com and click show notes, it lives there pretty much forever.
Okay, so I'm going to make the garlic cheese biscuits.
I was trying to help you.
Dude, these are good.
I love that. Maybe you should make a double batch.
I didn't realize. Yeah, make
Okay.
a double batch. These are
Make a
really,
Double
really
batch.
good. Like, you guys have no idea how good these biscuits are. Because at first you're like, they're okay, they're just biscuits. But then there's the aftertaste of cheese, and it makes you like, oh man, I want more.
I
And
don't
it's like crack. It just hooks you, and you can't stop eating.
How do you know?
No, I don't. Hey, I don't know how
Uh-huh.
it feels to do it.
Okay,
But
that's what I'm
I
saying.
do know, based off of all the Facebook ads and stuff, that it is addictive to you. It is,
I see.
yeah, it gets you addicted, and you. Yeah.
Okay, so now I've got my baking powder in here and my salt. The world needs more salt, people.
Yes.
Probably need to use the entire bag worth. Of
Eileen is asking, can you use butter instead of shortening for the biscuits? If you do, they'll be crunchier and not fluffy, right?
Yes, you can. But once again, guys, shortening makes your stuff fluffy. You're not going to die from eating a small amount of shortening. If you have a donut at the grocery store, you eat it all the time. So don't let that stop you from making nice, fluffy biscuits. Okay, so then we've got the garlic powder in here. And then I put the cheese in ahead of time. Right there. Okay. And then I stir all my dry ingredients first so that my baking powder doesn't clump. Always stir your dry ingredients first, okay? All right. Then we're going to take our shortening.
Measure with the water.
Well, I changed recipes while I was doing the show. I was just going to make plain biscuits, and then I thought I should make garlic biscuits, so that's what I did.
Garlic biscuits.
Okay, oops, wait a minute.
Did you seriously
I forgot I
just
gotta
put
double
your
it.
hand in the...
I did. Get over it. No self-respecting germ is going to live through 450 degrees. So, there you go. Okay, so now I have my shortening in here with all my dry ingredients, and I'm going to take, you can use a pastry blender, but I don't because I don't want to clean it. So I take my hands and I just gently, quickly, you don't want to melt your shortening with the heat of your hands, but you just quickly take and crumble up all of your shortening into your dry ingredients, okay? All right. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your milk and, oh, shoot, I wasn't thinking. Now, I didn't have any milk, so I'm using my dry milk from our emergency supply that I always keep on hand because I need to be using it up. Okay, so I'm putting the milk in, and then we're going to start stirring, okay? I start with less milk first and see how far I get.
So what if you put the cheese in right there while you're mixing everything instead of afterwards?
You can, but it can clump occasionally. So I find when you mix it in with the dry ingredients, it works a little bit better.
Oh,
okay. Good question, Dave. Good question. See, you're learning to cook. See, Dave's going to be the only one who can cook in our family of the kids, Dave and Jack, because see, they
because I have to sit here
observant.
behind the computer.
You have to watch Mom do it all the time?
Yeah, every day. I mean, no, every Monday and Wednesday.
Okay, now, once again, guys, this is a double batch. Everybody wanted a double batch. So, just take and gently fold in. If it's too sticky, I got just a tad too much milk in here, so it's just a little too sticky. You don't want to, like, knead biscuit dough a ton. But you don't want it real sticky either, okay?
You can use soy and almond milk for these, right?
You can. It won't have quite the same taste, but yes, you can.
It won't change the consistency, right?
It shouldn't change the consistency.
Okay.
Okay, so now let me wash my hands.
Well, dear, Elizabeth says, Tara, I use my hands also, and Deborah says, your hands are your best tools, well, in my opinion, anyway.
I don't know. People just need to get over their germophobia, my word.
Oh, I'm just joking. I don't care.
Get it together, people.
Oh, wait, we're zoomed in.
Right there.
Wait.
Get it together,
There we
people.
go.
Get it together. No self-respecting germ will live at 450 degrees. There. Okay. Got the germaphobe thing done. We're finished.
Well, I think your family probably likes it when you work it with your hands there, right?
Why? Because it's
got all the love built in.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay. So
You missed it there.
what?
When it was zoomed in, all it was on was the stars.
Okay, so then you take your cutters and your biscuit cutter. You can use a jar. Once again, if you don't have a biscuit cutter, use a jar. All right, and we're going to set this on our tray over here.
A lot of people saying we need merch.
Yeah, but merch doesn't actually really sell very well.
They're saying you need t-shirts and aprons with your sayings and stuff on them.
I know.
But it doesn't.
Well, I
sell.
could see maybe aprons, but really merch doesn't sell. Everybody pushes it, but it really doesn't sell that well.
How do you know?
Because I've talked to the YouTubers who are selling it.
Have you talked to Dan TDM? No.
Well, Dan TDM's a little bit different.
Just a little
So
bit.
I was wondering, well, Jack is here, so I shouldn't say this, but I was wondering if there's, they say you should ask before you assume no. I was thinking we should see if Dan TDM would give us 5 minutes to meet Jack.
Actually,
I
I think Jack would love that.
I might.
You'd have to text him, but that would be, hey, we'll give you a free book and 10 more books to throw on your shelf if you want to give away. I don't know.
That's funny.
Oh, do you want me still down there?
Now, cutting up the last of them here.
But you have the cheese, right?
Yep, I got the cheese.
Okay, I was concerned you forgot the cheese. I was like,
You thought I forgot the cheese?
you forgot the most important part. Did you grind down the onions a lot?
There's no onions in the biscuits.
I mean, the garlic. Yeah, the
Yeah,
garlic.
I used powdered garlic.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then I got 2 more.
Just last time the garlic was kind of chunky, so it was hard to.
That's because I used
Bite.
real
Aw.
garlic then.
That's awesome.
Okay, and this is the dog biscuit, the one that's left, okay? Alright, now.
Vi says, I'm new here and I love your videos. Yay. And Paula says, love your channel.
Thanks,
We
guys.
really appreciate it when you tell us that, guys.
Man. Yeah, please send me nice things that you're saying about us because have mercy.
Some don't.
Some of the stuff we get, I'm just like, really? Okay, so now I'm wiping up here so I can finish my hamburger and show you guys.
She's wiping up.
Now, one of my favorite kitchen tools, my scraper. All right, look down. This is one of the best investments I've ever had.
You need to
Just
sell
go
those.
whoop, just like that. They have, this is the one from Dollar Tree that I was using for my Dollar Tree soap video that I don't have done yet.
You guys need to sell those.
But, I know. Well,
And
we
you
have
could-
them on Amazon. We have them on our Amazon account.
Actually, I don't want to give people ideas. Never mind. I was gonna say something else, but it could be a really
Okay,
smart.
now let me show you the chili, where we're at with the chili.
It's
So,
a new one, okay.
I'm going to throw my biscuits in the oven here.
Yum.
Didn't mean to cut off Dad there.
Oh, yeah,
Alright.
because usually you use those. Usually you drop those, right?
What?
The drop biscuits for the cheese.
Oh,
I
you
noticed you cut 'em
can.
today.
You can. It just depends. Okay, now see how beautifully defrosted that is in just a little bit with that 3/4 of a cup of water I put in there. Okay. So now I'm going to add my tomato juice because remember I ran out of tomatoes. Ow, that's hot.
Lisa says, I would love to be a baby cuddler at hospitals.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice. Maybe we should have a baby.
We already had 4.
I know, but maybe we should have another one. What do you think? Should we have another one?
Tara, so all of our lives, Tara was like, we should have had a baby on August 8th or on all kinds of strange number days.
I really wanted one on 12/12/12. Then you could have had one on your birthday, but I would remember its birthday.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm adding my salt.
Lila, the cookbook is it's our Dining on a Dime cookbook. I'm sharing a link because we're having a half price sale on our classic ones, but our new ones are there also if you would prefer one of those.
So that was my onion powder. Now my garlic powder. Okay, and then my chili. Now for the chili powder, I add a small amount in, and then afterwards I put the rest in because the boys don't like theirs as spicy as Mike and I do. And then the same with the cayenne pepper. Okay, so then you just stir all this in. Oh, and I forgot my paprika. Hold on.
So Jack was easier, right? Like 3 was the hardest for us, right?
The kids?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 3 was a nightmare. No offense,
Because Kimberly
Dave.
said, how is it raising 4? I have
Wait,
3 and
what?
my husband wants more.
3 was a nightmare, and I'll tell you why. Because
Number
David...
3 was a nightmare?
Yes.
Or all
Well, not just
Having
because...
3 3 and you being number 3. Okay, hold on just a minute. Hold on. Let's stay on topic here first. Okay, so then all of this is going to sit and simmer, and I got to find a lid. I don't know where my lid went. Normally I don't cook with more than one lid, but Mike, can you see if the lid's in the dishwasher?
Sorry, the lid for that hand?
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. There we go. Now we found the lid. So that is it, guys. I mean, that took me, what, 15, 20 minutes? Normally, when I'm not yakking and having to do all this, it literally takes me 10, 12, maybe 15 minutes to throw all this together.
Less than 15.
If you're the plan ahead kind of a person, the chili tastes best if you let it simmer all day long. I'm not a plan ahead kind of a person, so mine simmers about an hour to an hour and a half. And then that's it. So we'll get the cheese biscuits out here as soon as we're done. Okay, so back to the question. David cried. Bless his little soul. The entire first year he was born, and I am not exaggerating. He had a milk allergy that went undiagnosed, and then when we finally diagnosed it, the idiot allergist put him on milk or on formula that was $250 a month, but because it was pre-digested, when he was 11 months old, I went in and I was sitting for another appointment, and I was sitting there looking at it, and I said, well, this says it contains milk protein. And she said, oh, well, I didn't think it would hurt him. I have never come so close to choking another human being in my life. I was livid. As soon as we took him off the milk and put him on soy, bam, he stopped crying. At 11 months and 2 weeks old.
Well, and what was sad really is that he was really swollen and his eyes were all puffy and stuff like that. So
it was horrible.
Is that
It wasn't
scraper
my
on our
fault.
Amazon store?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not the problem here.
So
you weren't the
Jessica,
problem.
I'm sharing the link to our Amazon store, and that scraper is on there.
Yeah.
Like, she was asking about
That is one
that
of the
scraper's
tools.
one of the best things we have in
That
our
is
kitchen.
one of the tools. The hand blender, the
the chopper?
chopper. Those are the 3 things that if I didn't have to live without, I wouldn't live without
What
it.
about the laser
because-
thermometer?
And the thermometer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so first of all, the big announcement.
I was going to say, the thing with Dave crying, he was crying so much in those days that I had to do this video for the church where I was working that starts out with all these horrible, stressful things in your life happening, and then the messages, you know, that you can change that, and so one of the stressful things was I got a shot of it when he was screaming really hard. Because I was just thinking, oh, child.
He never stopped crying. He didn't. I mean, Mom
So-
was living with us at the time, and we were all literally about to lose our minds.
So we still
That was
show
horrible.
him.
Okay,
Sorry.
so for those of you wanting to know the woman's world, May 13th, right there. And I am on page, well, no, they're not picturing me. They quoted me on
47?
page 45 right there. They sliced about 3/4 of the interview that they said they were going to do. But anyway, it says, right, okay, read right here, Read.
Which part? Tara Kellam?
Mm-hmm.
Tara Kellam. Oh, read the whole thing?
Yeah.
Tara Kellam, founder of livingonadime.com? Whoa.
That's me.
Whoa.
That's me. So, for those of you guys wondering, it's the May 13th issue that they quoted me in. Yeah. So, anyway, and Sarah sent a package here. So, we're going to open. Oh, and Margaret, you wonderful person, you. Thank you so much for your card and your gift for our trip. You are so sweet. Margaret just spoils us.
Yes, you do, Margaret.
She's like our second grandma. I've been watching your YouTube videos for about a year now. And just ordered your dining on a dime. Aw. She says I can either keep him or take a bath with him. I don't know. Do I take a bath with another man? Ooh, that would be weird.
Hey.
Thank you. That was from Sarah in Michigan. Thank you, Sarah in Michigan. That's so nice. They have nice people in Michigan. I know several of them. Out of Ocean and Penny and Appleberry. Okay, so
Maggie, yes, is the chili recipe from the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a chili recipe in the book, Maggie. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the one we made today.
yep, it's simmering right here. We're gonna let it simmer for a little bit.
And just for anyone who missed it, I'm also sharing the link to it on our website. Right
Now, one other thing my mom did to stretch the chili recipe was she would put spaghetti noodles in the chili, and she would stretch it that way sometimes. I think she did.
So you didn't make the cornbread?
Or was that spaghetti? No, that was. Huh?
You didn't make the cornbread,
No,
right?
so what I did was I kind of pulled a fast one on you guys and was showing you why planning doesn't always work and how to adapt and overcome when planning doesn't work, okay? But I still did dinner for 50 cents a person. Now, I got to show you my good deal. So I was at the thrift store yesterday after my physical therapy, and there's one next door almost. Well, not next door, like 2 blocks down the road. And I was looking for a particular travel bag for me to carry for a purse as we were going over there. I need to find a travel bag for me, like a purse. We needed to find windbreakers for Mike, Dave, Jack, me,
I don't need a
and
windbreaker.
Ellie. Yes,
Wait.
you do.
Why?
Because you're not going to be standing in the rain with no coat.
Oh, a raincoat. I
Yeah.
thought you said windbreakers. I
Well,
thought you meant like a
windbreaker
thing.
slash raincoat thing.
I don't care about the rain.
So I've been starting to look, and we need some suitcases. So I've been starting to look at the thrift stores. Well, yesterday I came across this one, and I was like, well, this is kind of cute. So see how tiny it is right there? Okay, and then it's got all these nice little pockets. See all these nice little pockets?
Oh,
Isn't that
they're
nice?
Cute. It looks like
And
the
then-
Lunchbox.
Look at in here. It's got this little zipper pocket, and it's got all these little things, and I'm like, well, that's okay. And it wasn't half price day. Well, it was for everybody 55 and older, but they wouldn't give it to me, so I guess I
you
didn't look
should've gone with
55.
Mom. You guys could have.
So I got it for 5. Man, just 5 years. We can go for the 55.
Hey, I'm not even 50 yet. What are you talking
You're
about?
almost 50.
So
Everyone's
You
trying to
might
make
as
me
well.
I'm
older.
looking for those senior
So,
discounts.
whenever we're at church and they start to do the announcements, Dave loves to pull out the announcements and he circles the senior breakfast.
bulletin.
And he goes like...
Okay, back to my good deal. So, I paid $6 for this because I didn't get half price because I wasn't old enough. But I thought, well, I think it's close enough. And then this comes off here so I can put it through my pants to make it a fanny pack if I wanted. So I come home and I thought, Pack Safe. Well, that sounds like a fancy schmancy name. So I go and look it up. Guess how much this was? Did I tell you yesterday?
Yeah, you said $80
$70.
for this little thing?
$70 for this little thing.
$79.99.
Well, it looks
And it-
pretty cool, but
it
I
looks
don't know
brand
if I'd pay
new.
full price for it. But
Well,
it looks pretty
maybe they
awesome.
used it. There's a little bit of something on the bottom here. They must have only used it once because it's not frayed or anything. That was a steal of a deal.
Estella says we're a great power couple.
We are?
Yes. Oh, by the way, I was talking to one of the moms at school today, and I had to bite my tongue.
Uh-oh.
She was telling me, I feel kind of bad because I went and I bought some. She had a special name for a beef roast. But the way she said it, I just thought, I don't even want to ask how much you paid for that. But I said, hey, we have a great slow-cooked roast recipe. And she said, oh, I'm going to use my Instant Pot. And I was thinking, you should use the slow-cooked roast
You should have
one.
told her we have an Instant Pot roast recipe. That's our #1 recipe at the moment.
You mean the video?
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure where to refer her on that one.
YouTube, Living on a Dime, slow cooked
5 minutes.
roast,
Gotcha.
Instant Pot roast.
In 5 minutes. I mean,
Stacy says you can wash it. Love thrift shops. You know what?
I know. I just throw them in
Okay,
the
so-
washing machine.
So as a guy, I would say if I look at it and it looks pretty clean, I don't care.
Yeah, I usually don't.
So maybe it's just me, but
Well, then we did find 2 jackets, one for Dave or Mike and one for Ellie, but they were kind of expensive. So we kind of hid them in all of the clothes, and I'm going to go back Saturday on half price day and see if they're still there. I
Whoa.
hope so.
Luann says, last week I got hubby Lee jeans for 50 cents.
Ooh, that's a good deal.
Yeah. Hope Floats just checked in. Hello. So there are some people asking about the cookbook. So it's our cookbook, Dining on a Dime, and
Thank you, Amy.
we do have our classic edition, which is the one that we've been selling for a long time, for half price right now until they run out, which is
Here, let me
probably
do my
going to be
Vanna.
pretty soon. Yeah. And then we have an updated version of it, which is our 20th anniversary edition. So if you have the 20th anniversary edition, you actually have the same book. It's just a little bit updated. Well, it's got 28 new recipes and 100 more pages and stuff. So there you go. And pictures of us and stories. So if you have the one, you have the recipes in the other one. If you have the 20th, you have the anniversaries. The recipes. Yeah. All right. Amy T, love the matching shirt colors today. Thank you. It's funny because I said, what color are you wearing today?
First it was green, then it was purple, and then it was back to green again.
Deborah, take your time getting old. Tara, trust me.
Oh, I know. Tell me
You know what's
about
funny
it.
though? I know we're all gonna get old and all, but there were people that I saw when I was younger that were so stressed out about turning 30, and when I got to 30, I was thinking, I don't know why they're so stressed out about it. And then we got to 40, and I was thinking, I don't know why they're so stressed out about it. So I don't know. I think it's true. We'll all start having trouble, but I think to some degree there's something about your attitude about it too, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I don't know.
Ooh, I was on a high line this weekend, like one of those rope jungle gym things up in the trees. I went to a men's retreat and there were all kinds of things, and that was a brain challenge to be able to step out on a wire or some wiggly ropes, 20 feet above the ground. And it was really interesting, but I was surprised. I didn't realize if you feel like you're gonna die, how strong you can hold on.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's adrenaline rush, right?
Yeah, we need to do aprons with Living on a Dime, but Mike's to-do list is just too long.
Actually, it might
So
be
we'll
something
probably
good
never
to do.
get it done. Oh, by the way,
It might be something good to do when we get back.
we had a bookkeeping company call us from Longmont today, seeing if we need bookkeeping services. Maybe we should call them.
Well, we can.
Okay, let's see. Where are we at here?
I would love to get rid of it. I just am concerned that it will take more teaching them than they actually solve on our process.
Well, maybe they have easier ways to do it because that's their jobs all the time.
I asked the accountant, and he said he thought the way I was doing it was easiest. I would love to teach somebody else to do it. I just was. Usually they need to know kind of what we're doing, and since ours isn't complicated enough. But I was struggling because when we did the coupon codes, it changed our reporting a lot. And it caused me not to be able to figure out some things I needed for a while.
So you can put beans in this chili. I didn't put it in this one. My family's not eating beans at the moment. What I might do is add some beans after we've had our dinner for me for lunch tomorrow. So yeah. So Mike got a couple of more places scheduled today for our trip.
Yay, so Turid, I arranged the flight to your place.
In Norway. We're going to Norway!
And
I'm gonna die
also did
without
it.
biscuits in 2
We were
minutes.
we had
He's
one
dying
day.
without biscuits. Oh,
We
no,
had
Dad.
one day that our Airbnb wasn't available in Bergen, so in Norway. So I booked another one there. And I booked some of the days. I booked the rest of the days in Ireland and the sail rail, which is sailing across the sea, the Irish Sea, and trains to London from there. So yay! So almost all that was done. So
we're getting that done.
Woohoo.
I got all the orders for homemadesoapmakingsupplies.com, all except I think 3, which I'm waiting. 1 I have to wait on a soap, and 2 I ran out of the goat milk cream. I think 2 people must have ordered like at the same exact moment or something because it was an exact number off. And so I called them to see if they wanted to do that. My goat milk cream, I'm thinking about just coming back in the fall and just selling that. I have person after person email me. oh, I missed out buying it. Oh no, I missed out buying it. Oh, I missed out buying it. I'm like, so it keep.
He keeps on punching me, so I'm trying to get him off my tail.
When I am elected queen,
You're not going to be elected.
princes do not act that way.
Yeah, but you're not the next queen.
Yes, see right here? Get it together, people. Vote for Tara 2020. It says it right there.
Yeah, but you don't vote for the queen.
Debbie says, can you take me with you? I can carry all your bags. And
Yeah.
Matt, are your boys going? Yes, they are.
Well, not our oldest, but yeah.
Our oldest son isn't able to go because of his job, but we're bringing Ellie and both of the boys. So, so yeah, that'll be different because previously Ellie and I went a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, Stacy, I emailed you. You were one of the orders that I had a problem with. So check your email because I emailed you. Let's see. I was gonna say something about something. Let's see. Being elected queen, and then, so I made more money in each week's of sale that I've had my soaps closing business sale. I made 3 times the amount of money that we make in living on a dime. So you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I should just go out of business every month. What do you think?
that sounds like
You
an
know,
idea
like
that
the-
you would have, like being voted in as queen.
You know all the carpet stores? How the carpet stores always going and the furniture stores always going out of business?
Yes.
Now we know why. Did we see on the news what?
Oh, she said that the spray cans of Pam and stuff are catching on fire. I have
What?
to wonder. I didn't see that story, but I'm sure it happens. But I'm wondering, having worked in television, I'm wondering if the news probably overstates the danger. Although the thing is, it is oil, so oil will burn.
Huh.
It's just
What
like
are
if
they
you were-
just spontaneously combusting in
Well,
the
I'm thinking
cabinet?
maybe if you're spraying it on in your pan and you accidentally spill some over on the hot burner, that might, because grease fires do that.
Ooh, Lynn made some of your biscuits for dinner for sausage and gravy.
Yum, they're really good for that.
Yay.
Wow, there were a couple other people talking about it too.
Huh.
Stormy
Wow.
said home is where cat hair sticks to everything except
Let's
the
see.
cat.
Okay, you can go back. Sorry. There was something I was going to say, and I was talking about getting elected. And then, oh man, I
As
can't remember what it
president,
was.
not queen, because
Oh, so here's what's funny about me getting elected. This isn't what I was going to say, but here's what's funny about me running. So when I put my sticker on here, BJ was like, Mom, you're not really running, are you? I was like, well, of course I am.
BJ said that?
He said, Mom, you're not running for president, are you? I said, well, BJ, why not? He said,
You're
Mother,
not running for
are you really running for president? He actually thought I was running. So then Jack, he was like, Mom, are you running for president? I said, well, why not? He said, well, Mom, I think you'd make a great president because you would you would tell people to get it together and you would get it together.
I said you would whip everyone into shape.
He thinks I would whip everyone in shape. So I think that's pretty good.
Oh, Nan's right. Dave was the sweetest baby.
What?
You were.
I thought I screamed and cried and yelled the entire time.
Well, that doesn't mean you weren't sweet. And you were
Well,
actually...
you were cute and I gave you tons of kisses, but...
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
Alright, so... Oops.
I know I was cute. I've seen the pictures.
You should go get the picture off the wall
No.
there and show.
No,
Okay,
no.
guys, so here's the biscuits.
So Brenda asks, is the chili and biscuits feeding 6 people? It could.
Yeah, but we're probably gonna do 4 with leftovers today.
Because our older 2 are working.
Yeah.
Leftovers keep later.
So, perfect biscuit right there. Okay, let me get the butter here, and we'll have Mike try one.
So a few people were asking about print book versus ebook. Okay, so print book is an actual hard copy book like this. with pages that we mail you. An ebook is a computer book, so it's only on your computer as a PDF file. So that's the difference. If you order if you have ordered an ebook and you had intended to order the print book,
Just email us.
let us know, because we have a few people that can't figure out how to download it or open it. So thank you.
Oh wait. Oh, do I get one? The cheese biscuits are the best.
Man, I
Where's
like
my
Mike's,
cheese
but I like the cheese ones too.
I'll just take it right away. Thank you. Now I'm disappearing off frame again.
I haven't had
delicious?
Can you
biscuits.
put some butter in
I
it?
haven't
These
eaten
are
biscuits in a long
delicious.
time, and they're sure delish.
You touched my biscuit.
These are really good.
So I think we can take more baggage on the Ryanair flight than on the Finnair flight. Across the ocean. The little jump from Glasgow to Dublin.
All right. So did it meet the taste test?
Yes, is this mine too?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Tara did not put beans in the chili. She often does, but I haven't been able to eat the beans, unfortunately, lately. But even though I love them, so she's been kind to me, leaving them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mother.
Are you guys gonna ever sell those Get It Together stickers? I want one. I think we should, and I think we should plaster them all over, have all our viewers. We have almost 1 million people in social media for all of our stuff, our website, YouTube, Facebook, everything. Do you know what 1 million bumper stickers, Get It Together, Vote for Tara 2020 would do?
Yes. Yes.
I think I actually have a chance.
It would be awesome. Sharon, my niece
Are you
Emily, who's in
actually
college,
running for
she's not going with us because she's going to be in Italy at the time. She's got to study abroad in Italy. So she'll be there about the same time that all the other places we're going.
Are
So,
you actually running
We'll all
for
be gone, just not all to the
president?
same place.
So give me a bowl. What do you mean, am I actually going to run for president? Of course I'm going to run for president. Don't you think Mom would make a great president?
Yes, is it Kent's?
Yeah, I think you'd make a great
I have some-
president, but-
I have some butter
I'm
flavor
just
shortening in the
freaked
freezer.
out.
Would that work for these biscuits?
Yep.
Yeah, it would.
Mm, yeah, it'd work really
Would
good.
just make it a little more buttery. You can't
Yeah.
go wrong with buttery on biscuits. So Kathy, the cornbread. So
Go back and watch the beginning of the show.
you don't want me to sit?
No. Okay, let's see where we're at with the chili here.
Oh, do we have the recipes for the biscuits? Where is the recipe for the biscuits? Thank you for asking. I totally forgot to share that since that was unplanned. Let's see. Cheese biscuits.
Oh. Just a second.
Yes. Ooh. Oh, it's on the confetti chicken post. Ooh. All right.
Oh, man. Oh, man, your wife is a good cook. You need to remember that. Okay, while Dad's testing the chili, you tell your infinite paradox.
What I'm saying is a lie.
What you're saying is a lie. Okay.
That's the paradox.
Because what I'm saying is a lie. I'm lying about lying, which means I'm telling the truth. But then I'm lying about telling the truth, which means I'm lying. And then I'm lying about lying, which means I'm telling the truth. But then I'm lying about telling the truth, which means I'm lying about lying.
So does that leave you permanently confused?
Yes.
I see.
Unless you're smart. Which I think 99% of
Yum.
people
I'm ready for dinner.
watching
I
this
think
are.
that's pretty good.
That's delish.
Okay.
I just shared the link to the garlic cheese biscuits recipe, and I am putting it also on the show notes page. So if you are not familiar with, oops, oh, I shared the right link. If you're not familiar with the show notes page, you go to livingonadime.com and click show notes. And I just pasted the wrong recipe on the show notes. Okay, there we go.
Yum.
I'm about to update the show notes. And you can also, if you're watching this later, you can just type garlic cheese biscuits in the search.
You know, basically chili is just spaghetti.
Spaghetti with beans, if you have beans in it.
Here, come try this, Jack, and see if you like it.
It is very much
basically
like your
just spaghetti.
Now that you mentioned it, it tastes like your spaghetti sauce, kind of. Oh, yum. That's really good.
Okay, so give us your questions, guys. We've got a few more minutes here.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. I might have missed some from before.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
It's not bad, is it?
I'd say it's decent.
Tastes just like spaghetti.
so Alice said,
That much though.
good morning from Australia. By the way, you guys have saved us $50.
Wow.
Kind of
Lindsay, I made some ham and bean soup with our leftover ham today, and we're also having cornbread.
Okay, Amanda, what do I suggest for bringing a few meals for a friend who's had emergency surgery? Okay, so we did a whole video on this, but
Oh, I forgot about that.
having been on the receiving end of that and having people just be flat out rude about it, it was horrible. Let me tell you what to do for those families. First of all, take the entire meal, including dessert. Now, it does not have to be hard. You can make a roast. You can throw a roast in the oven with potatoes and carrots. And then just get a big thing of French bread and a bag of salad if you want. You don't need the salad. And then just make up a thing of brownies
These are gonna be gone tonight.
or cake or whatever. But make up a big pot of spaghetti. You can make up things like ham. And take some applesauce with ham, with some glazed carrots, something like that. The tip that I would do is make absolutely everything disposable. Even if you have to go to the dollar store and get foil pans, put the meat and vegetables that are hot in a foil pan. I even go so far as to put foil in the foil pan in individual packets in case they want to heat up the ham separate from the vegetables for whatever reason. And then I put foil on top. I write 350 degrees for 30 minutes to warm for dinner, so if they need to put it in the freezer. Then make sure you take paper plates, napkins, and take paper plates and napkins for them to use. Don't forget to take dessert, even if it's a bag of cookies or a thing of homemade cookies, or a thing of homemade cookies or a bag of cookies or whatever. But take the whole thing. So yeah, that's my suggestion. Just do easy meals though. You could do chili and cornbread or whatever you want, that type of thing. Oh, I remember what I was going to say earlier. Your wife's head about exploded off her shoulders.
Uh-oh, really?
I don't know if we have time to get into this, but...
Oh, no.
So I told someone that we had paid off our house, and they told me, oh, that's great. Now can you pay off mine? As they're going on vacations all over the place,
Wait.
driving new cars.
Who?
I'm not going to tell you who. Doing all kinds of expensive things to their house. All kinds of kids' sports. I mean, sports after sports after sports.
I
had a hard time keeping my mouth shut. I was not a happy camper. I was like, wait a minute, excuse me, I just worked my buns off for years getting my house paid off, and you want me to just come do yours because you don't want to do the work for it? Stop being so
I had a person who
judgy.
was one of the ones that's been telling me things like, you can't have a piece of junk car, and so they had to have payments, and you have to get these kids, and we have to do all these things, and she said how lucky we were that we were able to pay off
Yeah, or, oh wow, you're so lucky.
That's not
Luck
lucky.
has nothing to do with it. Oh my word, I just wanted to yell.
Get it together, people.
Thank you.
We
So
need to sell it as merch
Didn't
and credit whoever made it.
If we give help.
Who did make that?
oh my,
sticker?
Tara, how very rude. Yes.
I'm sorry, I think that is just totally rude. And why do people do that? I don't know. It just really... And I know that she was just trying to kind of make conversation or whatever, but I was just like... Man...
That's not
I don't
how
know.
You keep a friend.
But anyway, yeah.
Let's see. Amy said, I'm making your brownies tonight. They are awesome, aren't they?
Yay!
Melissa, it's official. Your coleslaw recipe is a hit with the entire family. I honestly didn't think it would taste good with so few ingredients. Boy, was I wrong. Lesson learned. Never doubt Tara. Oh, no. I shouldn't have said that out loud. She'll hold that over my head forever.
Hey, it's in print.
Never doubt Tara.
What are we
Okay.
doing for Mother's Day? Probably nothing. I am so worn out from doing all this shipping stuff. I really don't want to do anything. By the way, don't give me any plans.
Maybe I can drive you up to the mountains and then leave you there and then take everybody else home.
Except I'm doing that on Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. Oh, next week is the week that we're doing the show.
Yeah,
You're going to be here Monday?
Monday, but not Wednesday.
So it's going to be the Mike and Dave show.
Yep, on
All right.
Wednesday.
We'll have to make things like garlic cheese biscuits and brownies and...
Garlic cheese biscuits for days.
Oh, except that I'm really trying to not have the cheese, even though I am eating the garlic cheese biscuits. I kind of feel like making cheese enchiladas.
Yum. Oh, thanks, Shell.
Thank you, Shell.
How nice.
Shell gave us a super chat. Thanks.
Okay. Our videos are inspiring, true, and doable. It is possible to eat even cheaper and still have good food. You offer good meals, low prices. Don't know why people can't get it.
What I think is interesting is
Thank you.
people don't have a hard time making the connection. A lot of people have a hard time making the connection that all those things that they think are important to them are preventing them from having the other things that they wish that somebody would just give them. Because I was also hearing after we paid off the house, people talking about wishing they could win the lottery or something. And I was thinking, you don't have to win the lottery.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it takes time, but still doable.
I don't know. It just...
It's like I had a friend today who was telling me about how his job pays him 40 hours a week, but they're working him 80 hours a week, and it's really stressful. And he and his wife are both working, and they're trying to figure out, and they can't. He was struggling with the idea of paying off the house too, and I was thinking, man, I'm telling you, I was talking to him about doing a different kind of job, but also about the both of them working is causing them. He gave me some details about their thing, and that both of them working is causing them more trouble than it's solving. It's actually the second income is probably eaten away completely by the expenses related to, doing that. So
Yeah. Let me see if I have any tea tree.
but then on top of that, they're paying more taxes and things because they're both
Yeah.
working, and I think they're frustrated.
Yeah.
And I was trying to help them. I actually said, I did mention. I said, of course, if it was now, I would ask somebody who knows for help because
I know this great
would have
cookbook.
it would have taken us a lot less time on the business if I had realized. But I told him way back in the day, we said, wouldn't it be cool if we could figure out how to do a business on the internet so we could take it with us? And so I told him, part of that is just trying to figure out where you want to be. That's not where you are now. And then think of how to get there.
Well, it's like in our penny pension series with Mom. Every single time we put something out on that, which we're done with the series and we're doing other stuff with Mom now. Oh, thanks. And are you practicing for Give Mom All the Kisses She Wants Day coming soon?
When does Give Mom All the Kisses She Wants Day?
Sunday.
June 9th, I think?
Sunday.
No, that's Give Jack all the kisses he wants.
No,
July
let's give Jack all the
29th
toys he
and
wants.
Sunday.
Really?
But
No
they'll
spoiler.
say all the time for Mom on Penny Pension Mama, well, it must be nice. You were able to do it because you paid off your house. Yeah, my mom worked 3 jobs with 2 teenagers paying off $35,000 of my dad's debt and our house so that she
must be nice.
so that she could get her house paid off, making $3 an hour, thank you very much. Because minimum wage was $3 an hour back then. It just chaps my hide that people are so lazy.
Stacy, I have something I'd like to sell. Is that we're starting a at-home business. It depends on what it is.
No,
The thing I would say is
I'm relaxing.
the one mistake, the biggest mistake that I think most people make with that is they don't consider, is it something other people want to buy?
Well, and it has
If it
nothing
is-
to do with your product. It has everything to do with marketing. You could market ice cubes to Eskimos and still sell them. But you can have the best product in the whole wide world, and if you don't know squat about marketing, you're not going to sell anything.
So what we figured, we chased a lot of things before we realized, man, the marketing is the part we really didn't understand, and it takes it's a lot more difficult than the rest because people can love your product, but if they don't know you have it, then they're not going to buy it. So is the garlic cheese biscuits recipe in the book?
Mm-hmm.
In both versions?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it just called garlic cheese biscuits? Okay. It's just called garlic cheese biscuits. Should be in the index. But if you don't happen to see it, it would be right with the other biscuits, like Mike's baking powder biscuits too.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh man, Rachel's pays $120 a month for groceries. Good job for her and her
Woohoo.
husband.
Nice
Because of our
job.
videos. Guys, I'm telling you, we are slashing people's grocery bills. We really are. And I know people say, oh, you're selling things. Yeah, I'm selling something that's going to help you save money. And it works. We have hundreds of thousands, not just thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who have bought this and have changed their grocery bill for the better by saving money, and they have been getting out of debt. But here's the thing, even if you can't afford the book, which is on sale for the classic edition, 50% off right now until they're sold out.
I'm not sure how many are left.
We have thousands and thousands of free videos and recipes and tips on our website, our YouTube channel.
Oh, we have like 1,200 videos now, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be really interesting when we go overseas. We were going to do some that I think you guys were going to really like. Although it's going to be hard for us to do them at a time when people can see them live.
See, oh yeah. Yeah, we were trying to figure out how we're going to go live. We're going to probably have to go live later in the day here. Yeah, we live in instant gratification. Nobody wants to work for anything. They really don't.
Well, I honestly think that a lot of people have grown up not... Sorry, I didn't realize you were still saying.
That's okay. I forgot my train of thought now.
They really don't, and... Let's read the instant gratification.
Oh, and they think they can do it without working. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. I think a lot of people... Actually, I just think a lot of people have learned, even from the beginning, that today is all that matters.
Yeah.
And,
I'm just gonna sit here and hope money falls from the
and
sky.
so people don't think... It's funny because I saw... I forgot what her name was, but there was a YouTuber the other day that I happened to see one of her videos, and it was brilliant. But or a couple of her videos. But she's a college-age student, and she said that college students, poor college students, spend $11 billion on coffee on credit cards. And
oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
each year. And she said that's well, and that's they spend like $6 or $7. I'm not saying every single college student, but I'm saying an average college student probably buys a lot of that coffee. And I was just thinking, I think people don't realize, because our kids, they went a little hog wild for a while after they got their jobs. Like Ellie was eating Chinese food a lot and stuff, and pretty soon I think they started to realize, wow, there's a lot of calories in this stuff, and it's draining my bank account. And then they stopped. But I think a lot of kids, they're borrowing the money, so they're not actually paying for it yet. But at the same time, the money they have is going towards coffee.
Yeah.
They don't have responsibility.
And here's the thing. I'm going to cook when we go overseas. I'm going to cook and I'm going to show grocery prices. Because I'm sure they are more expensive. But
Is this on the website?
yeah, it's on our website. Type in pantry list. For years we had it panty list.
What about
Oops.
what about putting the food in your bowels or whatever?
Yeah.
yeah, food in your bowels.
Yeah. We had one recipe where we said put your food in your bowels. Everybody needs a proofreader.
What's funny is people's brains correct things like that, so sometimes it can go for a long time before anybody notices.
Well, and here's the other thing. Yesterday I had an epiphany. So I'm on this website that does searches for houses, and when a new house comes on the market, it'll pop one up in my email. It was nice, wasn't it?
It was very nice. Yep.
It was my dream house. And my dream land, still in Colorado, but out in the country. It had 8 acres.
Was it away from the roads?
It was away from the roads, but still close enough to town that it wouldn't be that far. It was a little bit more north because the kids want to move a little bit more north, so we would be closer to our kids if they wanted to go up there.
But what about Dave?
But the price tag was a little steep. But as I was looking at that, I thought, really, we could afford the mortgage on that now. If we sold this house and put down a lot. I'm not going to say the price. Because honestly, if this house is still for sale when we come back from Ireland, and because the houses in this price range aren't selling real quick, I'm buying this house. I'm telling you. We're going to figure it out.
You're buying it.
We are going to figure it out. But people don't set their sights high enough. I think that people just assume, the whole point of this is people just assume I can't pay off my house. They just assume I can't drive a car that's not brand new.
So they don't try.
So they don't even try. And we were looking at this house, and instead of saying, there's just no way we could afford this house, we were saying, well, wait a minute, there's 8 acres. Could we take 2 of those acres and rent it out for people who have boats and RVs, and they could park it out there, and then that would cover our mortgage.
Not to mention Airbnbs.
Then
if you wanted to.
We could Airbnb part of it. We could get some tiny houses and Airbnb it, or teepees and Airbnb those.
Was there a barn
because
or something?
it's in a major town,
Real close to the
real
mountains.
close to the mountains, real close to college. And then we were like, well, wait a minute. There's a big horse barn and arena. We don't do horses, but tons of people around here do. We could rent it out for them to board their horses if they wanted. So people don't even try to figure out ways to get the things that they want. And it's really frustrating because it's like people are just like, nope, can't do it.
Well,
Kids can't do it.
yeah.
Nope, can't do it. Well, try.
Well, it's funny because, and this is great for everyone. One thing that we've really noticed a lot, especially after paying off the house, is people will say, I'll never be able to do that. I'll never be able to do that. Almost never do they say, how can I do that?
How can I do it?
I wonder if we could make that work. Or something more positive, because if you say, I'll never be able to do that, then you're right. And partly that will make it happen. I was surprised because I was at Walmart the other day, and I ran into some ladies from the church, and I told them Dave and I were going to be hiking more to see if we could see if I could get myself in better shape and get some weight off. And they were saying, well, you start to get a little older, and those things just don't go away anymore. And I was thinking, that's not true. Our friend
You can
Tommy
still
Alderman
lose
over at
weight
Alderman
as
Farms,
you-
shout out Tommy. He's older than me, and he lost a massive amount of weight in the fall, and he's gotten strong, and
You can do hundreds of push-ups.
pretty
in like 30
impressive.
minutes.
And so then when people say, well, I can't, we can't do that because we're getting older, we have whatever. I was at the men's retreat this last weekend, and there were 75-year-old guys on the high wire. Like it's really hard. You have to pull your weight up, and you have to move along little ropes and things that are really skinny when you're way over a high space. And I'm not saying everyone should do that, but what I'm saying is to say I can't do it is not necessarily true. I mean, if you're disabled, that's different. If you're disabled, like you can't walk.
Yeah, but even people,
But a lot of disabled people limit themselves more than their
Yeah.
disability.
they use it as an excuse to not do things. And it's one thing if you can't do it,
Like-
for one thing or another. I totally get that. But do what you can.
Well, that's the thing. Like Tara has a disability, but she just knows which things. She knows what her limitations are and doesn't let them stop her. Sometimes she pushes a little too hard, but that's better than
Not doing anything at all.
And I know some people who have one disability, and then they think because of that they can't do other things. Like, I can't think of a good example. If you can't walk very well, it doesn't necessarily prevent you from
sitting and doing a job or
From
something,
sitting and doing
or,
something that you like
whatever.
better.
But
There are people without arms who can swim faster than faster than people with arms can. Oh,
okay, Jack,
Tom.
Jack,
It's like,
tell
dude.
what Tom Storm did.
Everyone give up your your Starbucks for just one day in Super Chat to help living on a dime.
Yeah.
Aw.
Thank you for that super chat.
With that extra for your house? Is that what you said?
There we go.
Well, thank you for the super chat, Tom.
But here's the thing. There was like 5 different outbuildings. One of them could be made into a soap studio. One of them could be made into a soap retreat.
Did you hear?
What?
It's coming to Colorado.
Seriously? Quick Trip
Yes.
is coming to Colorado?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Here?
I was like, oh, yes.
Where at?
I think they're talking about Denver right now.
Oh, you're not driving to Denver to get a Coke
No,
for
but I
Quick
go
Trip.
there. Well, I go there often. Well, I like their tea. Their unsweet tea.
Or there too.
But when we go down to visit Dave's friend in Parker, that'll be a perfect opportunity to say, I feel like an unsweet tea.
Oh, Amy, I always figured I would never be able to pay off my house after watching your show and cookbook. Now I believe I will pay off my house. I think about all the time. Thank you. See, here's the thing. When we were making $6 an hour with 2 kids, or wait, well, I was pregnant with one. No, that was afterwards. Okay, we were making $15 an hour with 2 kids. But we had, out of that $15 an hour, we were paying $900 a month in rent and an additional $200 in gas because we lived 70 miles from town and 100 miles from his work. Okay? So $1,000 of that went to the house and gas. We never thought, oh, we're not going to be able to pay off our house. We always put something on our house payment, even if it was $5. We just kept putting a little bit at a time and kept trying.
Well, it's kind of like the how do you eat an elephant thing, like one bite at a time. And the thing is, there are things that seem very overwhelming, but eventually you can push your way through it. And so if you find yourself saying, if you ever in your life
Say hi.
say, I'll never be able to do that, you need to stop yourself and say, how can I change the way I think? Something else is if you say things aren't fair. Ooh, I hate that
Oh my goodness.
because that suggests that you have no control over being able to
Someone flipped the bridge.
improve, and most people are really not very thoughtful about what they actually can do. Like I said, for me, that high rope course, it was hard, and I wouldn't have thought I could do it. And there were times where I was on it and I was thinking, oh my goodness, I don't know, I need to come down. But the cool thing about being at a men's retreat is there were guys down there like, you got this, man, and that kind of helped me greatly. But the same thing with the house is we just keep doing it a little at a time, and think each day, what can I do?
Yeah.
Move forward.
Well,
with
and like
determination.
even before, like I would sell my leftover produce. Well, I didn't get very much from my garden, but I sold what little I had. It at least paid for my garden expenses. And I just kept trying. How many businesses have I had? I've probably had.
She loves to start businesses.
I've probably had 10 different businesses in the last 20 years trying to get something to stick. And
Like potpourri.
Yeah.
And dried floral arrangements and
I sold plants, and then I sold the produce from the plants. And I've just done all kinds of stuff. But here's the thing. I kept trying. You just have to keep trying. So anyway, that was my whole...
Jenna, so the
Yeah.
quick trip. When I worked at PBS in Wichita, when it was kind of stressful and we were having a really rough day, my friends and I would go down and they would buy coffees, and I would take my same old quick trip cup that I had every time, and I would just get a refill of unsweet tea. Because I had kind of made myself this deal, like, okay, if you don't eat too much, then you can have the unsweet tea from Quick Trip whenever you want it. And it wasn't very much, and I didn't really drink that much, but it was a good memory to go there and get that. And after we moved away from Kansas,
Oh man,
We
the
realized-
store is so much nicer.
we realized that there are not very many really nice convenience stores anywhere, and Quick Trip just was really amazing. So that's why we like it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say you shouldn't go there. I wouldn't say you should go there and buy lots of stuff all the time. I just went there for the unsweet tea, and we got
Yeah.
gas there. But it was nice that it was really clean, and you could find what you
Yeah.
were looking for. And like at Jill's, when we go visit Jill, there's one really close to her, and
Everybody's
she'll-
saying hi, DJ.
she'll take the kids in and
What's
buy them
up?
those little mini milkshakes and stuff like that because they're pretty cheap in the new system. So, hey BJ, was he on camera?
Yes.
Yay.
Or Mom's Biscuits.
Wasn't
the
he
best
handsome?
Biscuits in the whole world. If applications for girlfriends may be sent to Mom and Dad for pre-approval.
For
Say that
anyone
again,
14 to 16, 15 or 16, and
Yes, the chili
Three
recipe
and
is in
four.
both books.
20 to 22 for BJ.
And the
Oh, Oh, Dave's adding himself in there, Dad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Except-
got Delilah or Dandelion or whatever her name is.
Well, I do have a candidate for a girlfriend, but no, we're not. No.
Uh-oh.
He
Doesn't
has-
watch, does she?
He has Dave has a girl who's a friend, but because they're both 15 or 16, they're not in boyfriend girlfriend mode yet. But if eventually that became the case, that would be all right. She's really nice. She's really got it together. She's got it together, people.
Yes.
She's chill.
right,
Dandelion's a
guys.
sweet girl.
What?
Dining on a Dime Cookbook, Classic Edition, half price right now. Please like, subscribe, and share. Go to livingonadime.com. Get it half price. The best deal you'll get all this year because we aren't lowering it any after that. And once they're gone, they're gone. We had 200 and something before the show started. I don't know how many are gone now, but please do something. What did I say? Oh, I think I said it all. Also,
Please buy our book so you can save money.
homemade soapmakingsupplies.com, 50% off, and I do refund the excess shipping. So don't let the shipping freak you out. It's not calculated correctly, but I refund the excess shipping. I have some teen acne bars left. I think there's about 10 left. I have some oatmeal and honey bars left, and I have some micas for soap making, a few left. Not a ton, but I have a few.
Actually,
So,
Amy, Quick Trip, the QT here, it's mostly Kansas and northern Oklahoma.
In
Right.
Arizona.
Is
Wait.
it Arizona now? Yeah, I guess they're expanding, so yay.
yeah.
But they actually have a lot of different flavors of tea now, which they didn't have back in those days.
Although I know we're going, but I did have a thought today.
Oh.
Maybe we're going the wrong direction on the house. Maybe instead of getting a more expensive house, bigger to accommodate all this stuff, maybe we should dump everything and just go off grid and live in a little cabin.
I would be
Combine your
totally
income.
down for that. Like, I would go
Well-
complete survival mode. Where
No
we have to hunt our own
electricity.
food and everything.
You like chopping wood?
Yeah, although I was thinking about our house arrangement where we were talking about if you guys go look back at what was it called, trapped or locked out in when it's 20 degrees or something.
Oh yeah.
We have a video from our anniversary a couple years ago, and we were up at this place where we like to go in the mountains, and it's a small cabin, and at the time I said to Tara, wouldn't it be cool if we had a small house like this to live in, and then another building that's bigger that has the business stuff in there and extra rooms for any kids that have moved out already if they come to visit, and then we could turn off that building when all that's not happening and just stay in the smaller house.
What do you
You can do
think?
smoke signals and
Let you
translate to out of Goshen. He can translate the smoke signals to the world.
think
Yes.
out of Goshen would be able to see our signals.
Debbie, I think that might be a different Quick Trip there because that was spelled differently. I think it was because we saw one in.
Oh yeah, in Rochester.
Rochester.
No, it's not the same place, and Quick Trip in Kansas is a whole lot nicer, but their stuff isn't cheaper.
So Mother's Day, Tura had asked, when is Mother's Day here? And I forgot. If you're not in the United States, your Mother's Day is different. But we should have celebrated Mother's Day. Ireland had Mother's Day a month or two ago. We should have celebrated yours
I
again.
can have more than one. Give Mom all the kisses she
You
wants.
could.
Dave.
Nope.
So our Mother's Day in the United States is this Sunday. It's usually the
Yes.
second Sunday in May.
It says May 12th.
So happy Mother's
2019.
Day, and if you're not in the United States, happy Mother's Day to you too, and you get a bonus.
So happy! Give Mom all the kisses she wants, Dave.
That's not gonna happen. She wants
We're
too
practicing.
many. She wants too many. It would take all month to get all of them done.
It would? Does Mom want that many kisses?
Yes.
It's just because you're so
Every
cute.
day you add another 10 quadrillion.
It's just because you're so handsome and I can't help it. All right, guys.
So-
Happy Mother's Day.
Lorraine, I just shared the biscuit recipe, the cheese biscuit recipe. If you guys don't have it, you can go to our website, livingonadime.com, search garlic cheese biscuits in the search, and they'll pop right up.
We, I know, isn't that cute? We are going to be back on Monday.
Hope you have
Please
an,
like, subscribe, and share, and we
have
will
an
see you
awesome
guys.
rest of the week and a great Mother's Day. Bye!
Oh, I'll practice my wave again.
Two.
For Queen
One.
Tara.
Ending.
You've been the queen all your life, so.
Da, da,